or passion where we just want to stay connected with the plant and try new things and kind of try advanced techniques and see how it will perform in little pots and big pots and learn the way the plant works. How long into like your first grow did you really start to realize, hey, I'm starting to get the hang of it. I'm figuring some stuff out.
I think in the first, but I think you have different things you mess up over and over because, as you said, different conditions mean different things. Suddenly, you are in a more humid kind of weather. It might not be super hot, and you realize, oh, I've been overwatering for like 2 weeks, and now I have fungus nets, or you have. Or there's no airflow in my tent because I have like 6 plants growing in a small tent, and therefore they are way too packed in there. There's no airflow in there. Oh no, there is some mold. That just happens. That I think you can try to perfectionate your setup more and more, but therefore you have to be in kind of a similar situation, kind of a similar location, which I haven't been, as you said. I just moved here like a week ago. So I just put, right before we talked, I put my tent back together. Can't wait to start finally a real grow again. And over the summer, I just had a couple of plants on the terrace, and I think we talked about it the last time. Therefore, I had to deal with that. And in that terrace, there wasn't good airflow, and I wasn't there all the time. I was like a cucumber in one corner, and that caught whiteflies. So for me, in my situation, for what I'm doing, I'm making videos about that. I'm like, yeah, darn, I now have whiteflies on my plant. But on the other hand, I'm saying like, oh, now I can really try to fight these whiteflies. Like, how can I learn out of this situation again? I'm trying to learn as much as I can by doing and by researching. But if you experience it yourself, you will always, get the hang out of it the best way.
100%. I actually was on a podcast here recently, and it's called Just One Thing is this podcast. And you have to go on there and talk about just one topic about growing, right? And there's so many topics to bring into play when it comes to that. But my topic that I talked about was just sticking to a plan. I find fears of a new grower and being a new grower is I start, let's say, with Pro Mix BX. I was always running Pro Mix BX, but then I seen other growers that I was following throughout these communities, and they were using cocoa, and another one was using living soil. And you see all these results vary, right? And then you start to change up your own garden. Well, you haven't had enough time to, like Sebastian says, to really know that plant and how it performs in that medium yet. And I think we change things up too quick, right? I put it towards like almost a relationship, right? Like, if you fall in love with too many girls, man, you're never going to find love, right? You got to get with that girl. You got to know the goods, the bads, the beautifuls, and the uglies. I know what I mean? And get all in on that and taste the flower every now and then before you know if you want to keep that phenotype, right? Are you experience the same thing? Like, have you switched it up or have you stayed consistent with the way you grow?
I think I switched so many things, but I'm trying to, like for the next go, for example, like I have a 1 by 1 meter tent. I want to have less plants, which like brings me into the situation that I'm like, but then I can try different strains again, like not that many, but I want to. Yeah, I'm always switching it up a little bit, but I'm trying to stick to some basics, But then again, I'm making videos about growing, so I've never made my own living soil, like my own super soil. I really want to do that. I really, really, really want to do that. But then again, that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. But yeah, and then you will find out what works best for you. So far for me, in terms of soil, you buy a light mix, with some cocoa in it, a bit of peat moss in it. You put a bit of worm castings with that and make sure that there's enough perlite in it. And for me, that works fantastic, especially with organic nutrients.